people to jump on if they're going to jump on, because it takes a while to get notifications. So hi Katie and hi Amy, and thanks for joining us today. So can I just ask both of you just to give me a little bit of background on you both first of all, okay, what you were doing before. So let's start with Katie. Basically, what made you look at apprenticeships, and had you had experiences before, and what did you like about the customer service apprenticeship basically?
So my name's Katie Godfrey. I'm the owner of KG Salon and KG Professional and a few other KG brands that people might know of. So I have done the apprenticeship scheme before a few years ago. Was really successful, but through a college. And then obviously I met you, Sarah, and it was a lot more easier because it was more hands-on. I could just talk to someone from TMB when I wanted. And also I could just do things myself rather than like always going through like the college the whole time. And the customer service apprenticeship has been really good for us because it's actually been quite flexible. I think I've bent the rules a little bit on some things and changed things, but it's been really good. And I think everyone forgets that the successful business comes from customer service. People forget that. So it's been really, really good for us.
Okay, so Amy, tell me a bit about you, okay, and what you feel you've benefited from doing the customer service and what you were doing before.
So the way I met Katie was she actually trained me in eyelashes in 2017.
Okay.
A long time ago. We've always kept in contact, and I've been forever trying to get a job with her since then. And then I've been in care in like late stage dementia and mental health for over 10 years.
Right.
And I worked in a hospice for a little while.
Yeah.
In between that, I was looking after my mum, who's diagnosed with terminal cancer.
Right.
So I was looking after her for 18 months. She passed away in October 2019. So from that time, I was really lost, to be honest. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew I couldn't go back to care. It was too fresh for me, too raw. And I've always wanted to be in the beauty industry, but the situation with my mum sort of stopped that. She was my whole focus for a lot of the time. So when I saw this job come up, I jumped at it. And I remember Katie saying, "Are you sure?" You know, because I'm 27, but I was 26 when I took the job.
Yeah.
And there's a pay cut, you know, but I was so desperate for it and I was so excited. I just knew it was the direction I wanted to go in, so I jumped at it.
Okay, that's really nice to hear that, because I think what very often, I'm glad you're an older apprentice, because I think it's really important for people to understand that apprenticeships aren't just about 16 to 18-year-olds. It can be for any age. And I always find, I don't know about you, Katie, you can give me your start on this, but I often find the older ones are more hungry. Would you say?
The older ones are taking more of a risk because, you know, for example, Amy needed to pay bills. She had already had a career, like their life's gone in a different direction. Whereas the younger girls are still dipping their feet in. Do they want to be in this industry? Do they not? So you have a lot more commitment, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're taking a risk, and obviously the course isn't 5-minute course, like it's a long course.
Yeah.
But I have got my younger girls, and they're amazing too. It does come down to recruitment.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what a lot of people they don't really realise that, and that's probably where you could come in, Katie. So like if there's somebody watching this today and they're not too sure about how to recruit properly, Katie has her own mentorship that you can join. It's called, is it Coffee Cup and
Coffee Cake and Chat is my group membership. Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that, just so if anyone's listening that they can sort of know about that.
Yes, I specialise obviously in the hair and beauty industry, helping salon owners step out of their business. That's kind of what my speciality is. So obviously I do my one-to-ones, but there's lots of people that aren't ready to do one-to-ones out there, or it might come down to finances and things like that. So over lockdown, I created Coffee, Cake and Chat, and it's just a membership of those in the hair and beauty space, a lot more salon owners than anything else. And I help them build their salons so they're not on the salon floor as much or completely out of it wherever they want it to be. It's just a really nice network of salon owners that are in exactly the same space, got exactly the same goal, and it's just a really nice community.
Yeah, and I know you talk quite a lot about apprenticeships in there to your girls, because we've had quite a few of them come through our doors, and take on apprentices. Why do you love apprenticeships so much compared to just ordinary day-to-day recruitment?
I think because you can tweak them how you want them to be. So they come in so fresh and raw from the industry. They know that there's studying and stuff involved. So, you know, it's not like, oh, you're just having a job, I'm going to train you in all these treatments for free, and then away you go. Like, they know there's so much study behind it, which obviously Amy knows about. So you've got their dedication towards it.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they're younger, for a business, it's cheaper for a long time to keep them going, because even after their apprenticeship, they're not going to be at that full wage. Because obviously they don't. So it helps salon owners, especially with what's going on currently right now with price increases and stuff. And I just think you can mold them how you want. They're not already stuck in bad habits that experienced therapists and hairdressers might be.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's a fallacy or it's a misunderstanding from salon owners when they think that they're a cost, because I've always found, and I don't want to put words into your mouth, but that when you use the apprenticeship schemes, you actually do get a very loyal member of staff that stays with you for a very long time, compared to where you might take on a self-employed therapist in or nail technician into your salon, because they've got their own agenda. Whereas with the apprentices, they become part of your team as such. I don't know if you found the same.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the girl I took from college, she's still with me now, and that was absolutely years ago. She's had 2 kids since she's worked with me. Like, she's still with me. Like, I can't see anything changing there. And obviously I've got Amy and Freya on board, and touch wood, nothing. Like, I'm pretty sure they'll stay with me for a long time as well. I think what a lot of people forget is when you're a salon owner and you start taking on staff, and I mean employed staff, not self-employed staff, whether that's experienced people, whether that's apprenticeships, you automatically become a leader, and it comes down to teaching that person and learning them. So straight away, if you're doing that correctly, you're going to gain respect from that person. And one day they might go off and do their own thing. One day they might go self-employed. One day they might open a salon down the road. But you've given them tools and the capabilities to be able to do that. And that's something that we should be really, really proud of, because while they're with us, they're making the money, they're helping the business, they're growing us, they're your team members. But I think there will always be that loyalty there of, okay, that salon owner helped me get to where I'm going now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think there is definitely a loyalty. I mean, my longest apprentice I ever had, I think I took on at 16 and she left me at 28, and now she works for a really, really popular salon that just deals with nails, basically. She's on a self-employed basis, but she's in Scratch magazine. You know, that she's really excelled, and I think that's the good thing about the apprenticeship scheme. It gives you time to develop. So let me take me back to Amy. Thanks, Katie. Let's take us back to Amy. So what type of things while you've been working with Katie, have you learned that you probably wouldn't have learned if you were just going to a day-to-day college?
I've learned a lot. I mean, like I said, my career before was very forward-facing, so I was talking to people face-to-face all the time, day in, day out, and having to speak to people through text, email, social media is a whole different ballgame. So that this course has really helped me. Angeline has been incredible. I can't fault her. She's really, really good.
I'm an Angeline fan, so I'll put it out there. I'm an Angeline fan.
She's so good. She's really helped me to like word things and even use emojis and things like that. So I'm getting how I would say it to somebody face to face. I'm putting that through text, and they can get to know my personality through that.
Okay, so during the course, how has it worked for you? Have you watched videos? What have you done? How have you evidenced your off-the-job hours? Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
We've done a lot of training. Kate's done a lot of training with me. I've done a lot of like self-research. So when it comes to like policies and procedures and GDPR, like all of that's really important for me, because I'm actually home-based. So I have access to really sensitive information. So I needed to understand the legalities of all of that, which I wouldn't have known before. I would have got it well over my head. But yeah, I do a lot of self-research, a lot of training with Kate. I touch base with Angeline frequently to make sure I'm on track. But I've been pretty good with my modules. I'll get them done pretty quickly because there's a lot.
Tell us about your modules. What type of things are you learning on your modules?
So like I said, policies, procedures, dealing with complaints or difficult situations, that's been really good for me. What else have I learned? There's so much.
Yeah, there's been literally everything.
Yeah, there's 18 modules, and I've finished them all now, but it is a lot. Girls,
how long you mod? Oh, bless. Is that whose dog's that? Is
that mine? Sorry about that.
That's all right. So, which modules have you been learning then? As in, how long is each module? How long does that take you to work through? Would you say?
It doesn't take me that long because I'll have my class, and then Kate kindly gave me he gave me pretty much the whole day off, but I use half the day to get that module done. While it's fresh in my mind, I'll do the class, then I'll go and do my own research, and then I will do my module there and then, so it's done.
Okay. So for you, Katie, what has she brought to your business that you didn't have before, would you say?
Everything. Honestly, I've literally got a diamond here, so I'm really, really grateful. But she puts everything into it. So even though she wasn't from industry too much before, obviously she'd done a few beauty courses, but mainly in care. So she was completely new to what she's doing today. I mean, like Amy said, she's working from home. So she's, for me as a salon owner and multiple business owner, she's been able to take many things away from me.
Okay, give us some examples.
Our email marketing,
socials,
all of our socials, just keeping our marketing and stuff on point. Our obviously our customer service. I would be doing all of that before.
Yeah.
So I kind of outsourced that to Amy, so then it's been able to free up stuff, but also make me as a salon owner be more consistent. So for example, email marketing might go out once a month or once every couple. There was no routine to it, whereas now it's set. It's every single week. It goes out on a Tuesday. Everything's set, and it's been able to build the business really, really well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you next. So because obviously now it's consistent and it's going on a regular basis, and that's taken that away from you, has that managed to help you grow your numbers? Because I'm sure there's salon owners looking at this thinking, oh, this sounds quite good. Do you know what I mean? As in, if I could, because I mean, we're all busy. Yeah, we're all busy. And if I could have all my social and my marketing taken off me, I know for myself, my customer service apprentice, which I've got, she's just now doing her level 3, but she actually started and she's taken a lot of the marketing away from me. She's done a lot of she's just doing all the lead magnets. I mean, I don't know about you, Amy, have you got yourself into lead magnets and stuff like that yet? Or is that your next thing? Whoa!
No, I don't even know about that yet.
Oh, well, there you go. See, that'll be the next step. That's what you need to be talking to Angeline about in your level 3. But that's all things that you can be taking, those type of jobs, which would have taken me hours and hours to do. Okay, I don't have to do anymore because all the content's written, and then you can just extract it from there. So that's good. Okay, so advice, Katie and Amy. So let's start with Katie. So anyone thinking about taking on an apprentice, what advice would you give those people?
I definitely do it. Finances, you don't have to worry about too much because obviously you get the funding and help and support, but obviously you do have to realise that comes later on. So you do have to have the finances up front to be able to pay the wages and stuff like that. And you know what funding's like. Sometimes it comes in late. You don't know when you're getting it. So you just have to make sure that you've got people's wages first, but you're getting some of that back. So definitely go ahead and do it. But I'd also say you still need the time. You do need the time to be able to spend with that person, nurture them, train them, be there for them, make sure that they're keeping on track with their assessments and everything. I mean, you guys know how busy I am. So I'm like, oh my God, I haven't got time. But when you have got good apprentices on board, if they're doing what they should be doing anyway, you just having to do the follow-up and making sure that that's all correct. Because
totally.
you guys are really hand-holding anyway, especially Angelina's just helped loads. So just go for it, definitely. If you want to start growing your team, especially if maybe you haven't even got a staff member yet and you think, oh God, I don't want to take the risk of paying massive wages to begin with, then start with an apprenticeship and you can dip your toe in it.
Yeah, and the great thing about apprenticeships as well, there's so many other schemes that you can use before you do an apprenticeship as well. So you've got the traineeship schemes now. I think that's only from age 16 to 24, but they're schemes that you can dip into and trial somebody before you even take somebody on. And I think one of the things that I've often found is with salon owners, they forget that it's like any staff member. If they don't work out, you don't have to keep them on. Do you know what I mean? I think it's in people's I think it's just not having that information, etc., to know about that. So what about you, Amy? What would you say if it was an apprentice or an older person of your, of 27 that's looking to do an apprenticeship? What would you be saying to them now?
I would say if this is what you've always wanted to do it. It's so worth it. It really is. And just keeping that routine of making sure your work is done, because our modules in customer service, they are quite lengthy, but it's because they're so packed full of information. So, getting them done and out the way while it's fresh in your mind, and making time for your own research, taking every opportunity of training that you possibly can from your employer, from Angeline, from TMB, like you've put on things, just take everything that you can, soak it up.
Yeah, I know, because if you went to college, you'd have to pay for it, wouldn't you? At the end of the day. So at least if you're doing this way, you haven't got to pay that lots of money to do something like this. Tell us about your typical day. Tell us about your typical day. What would that be?
So I look after 3 of the companies, but my courses generally focus on the salon. Else my modules would be about 10 pages long if I wrote about all 3 of them. So my general day-to-day, I start off going through the socials, checking any messages that's come through over the night. There always is messages. Catching up with those. I do all the emails, so I sequence all them to make sure they're going out when they need to. We have regular catch-ups, so I know what's going on throughout the week. Kate's diary is insane, so trying to keep up with that is a job in itself. But I do
a little mini personal assistant as such as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that.
Sometimes, sorry.
It's very diverse and but I love it. It's so different. Every day is different. But I do like all Canva. I make all the artwork and things like that. If people have got they want to change their appointments, things like that, they've messaged, then I'll deal with that. There's a lot. I mean, I could list off about 1,000 things.
Well, that's good, because that's what I'm trying to. I think what I'm trying to get over is to other staff members, because it doesn't have to be just around the salon, because I know that you do have people in the salon that come in and work in the salon and do their front of house, and they, or people that are doing lashes alongside their customer service apprenticeship, because that again is another way that we've used it, because obviously some people don't want to do all the treatments that you can do on a beauty apprenticeship. So that's one of the reasons. But I just wanted to know how different yours was, because I know I can list what my customer service apprentice does, but I just wanted to, I'm just being nosy really, just to see different things in there that they would do it. So where do we go from here? What are you looking to do in the future now that you're coming to the end of your, I mean, obviously you've got endpoint assessment, haven't you, coming up?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, first of all?
I'm nervous, but I'd say I was more nervous about my maths.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I've got that done now, so that's finished.
Yeah. So why are you so nervous about your maths, just out of interest?
Because I hate it. I hate maths. I really struggled in school with maths, and I never thought I'd ever have to do it again. But here we are, and I've passed it now. So
and how did that make you feel?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I was really stressed, wasn't I?
Yeah, it was horrible.
I was really stressing out about that.
Yeah, but you did it, and I think I think sometimes because obviously you're learning when you're at school, you're not learning the maths, whereas when you're in doing your job on a daily basis, you're probably doing a lot of maths that you didn't actually realise you had
exactly.
to do. So that helps you with the transferable skills. And great, another thing that you can put on your CV, although I don't think Katie's going to let you go anywhere, but just but it's there if you want to. Do you know what I mean? So with that, where do you sort of like see yourself in the future? Where would you like to be in 2 or 3 years' time?
Right where I am. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm
right
really I can't say how happy I am. I feel like I've landed on my feet, honestly.
Oh, that's a lovely thing to say. And I think that probably also goes back to Katie as well. I think if you're an employer and you invest time in your apprentices, you'll get it back tenfold. The loyalty that you get is massive, but also, and I think it's a missed by some people. I think any team member that you have. What type of culture is Amy with Katie's to work around? I can imagine it being quite a positive culture, would you say?
Very positive, very positive and very encouraging.
Yeah. Now you mentioned you work from home a lot, so do you get a lot of contact with the other team members? Because I just wondered if that was something. Yeah.
Well, with KG Professional, it's a bit difficult because they're dotted around the country.
Yeah.
But we do at events and stuff see each other. But it's weird. We're all like a family, but we don't see each other a lot.
Okay.
But there's a lot of love there.
Yeah, it's so nice, like how close everyone is. But we all, including me, have only seen the team a few times. We'll do quarterly calls. Obviously, there's a group WhatsApp chat. We've got World Lash University in 2 weeks, so we'll all be there. We'll do a meet up once a year, and at the moment we're doing like a KG road trip, aren't we? So we're going into all the academies and seeing the trainers and their spaces and stuff like that. And with the salon, obviously there's birthday meals all the time and team meetings. You go to the team meetings.
Yeah, and I'm in more contact because I liaise with them about appointments and things like that, so I know what's going on in the salon.
Amy speaks to them more than I do.
Yeah.
But that's lovely, because that's what I'm saying. I think that's another thing that is a great thing about what doing an apprenticeship in a business, because you build up a team. And I think some people think, oh, if I go to college, I'll be just with this group of people. But you can have exactly the same experience in a workplace and actually get paid for it. Do you know what I mean? Which isn't bad, is it at all? Okay. So thank you guys. I've loved interviewing you today, and I know that how busy Katie is, and she's given up her time today to come in and chat to me. So any final last words for somebody thinking about being an apprentice, Amy? What would you say to them?
I would just say do it. If this is always what you've wanted to do, even if you're the same age as me and you're thinking, oh my God, I've got bills to pay. I mean, I just bought a house when I took this apprenticeship on, and I didn't even think about that. I just knew that this is where I wanted to go, and I knew it was a year. And after that year, I've then got a qualification that I never had. Well, 2 actually, maths included. And so much experience that I wasn't going to get where I was before, and I wasn't happy, and now I'm really happy. So
yeah, you're doing something you love. What about you, Katie? To salon owners, is there any last things that you would say to them?
Yeah, definitely do it. It's a great way to start building a team, start learning to manage people, or maybe you already have a big team and you think like maybe I should go down the apprenticeship route. Definitely do it. And nurture the staff that come on board, and they'll be with you for a long time.
Thanks, Katie. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you very much.
See you later. Bye.